Somehow we all include each other, right? Because who doesn't have to live this daily challenge? Living is a daily challenge. It's like drinking water. The water you drank yesterday is no use for today's thirst. The food you ate yesterday is thirst. It could even be nourishing you even now, but you need to renew the food. The meaning of life is like that too. Viktor Frankl, the great psychotherapist, wrote about the meaning of life from Christian reflection, because he was Christian, and one of the beautiful aspects of Viktor Frankl's reflection is precisely when he says that the meaning of life needs to be cultivated daily. You cannot give up cultivating a single day. Today, when we open the program, we talk about the dynamics of conversion. Inspired today, which is Ash Wednesday, starting a time of Lent, we talk about how much it's important. We live in the dynamic of tearing away from us everything that could be an obstacle to our achievement. Sometimes we cultivate some harmful habits and we no longer accuse ourselves of that. You know what a great human loss that what I have identified is that people get used to what is bad about them. They adapt to what is bad about them. They adapt to what is bad about them. They have lost the ability to be indignant. I lose the power to transform what is bad in my environment. It is indignation that moves me towards change. If I get used to what is evil in me, if I adapt to my jealousy, if I adapt my vanity, if I adapt my envy, my intolerance, forget it. You can't expect a transformation from me, and that's why I say again, people who have the power to make me see my adaptations. And this is interesting because when I am truly loved by someone, I end up accepting the word of the one who loves me. I accept correction better when it is given to me with love, because I feel that she is very committed to my well-being. Or in the gospel that we read, the boy who returns home, he returns because he remembers that he has a father. It is the first movement of this boy's conversion. It is remembering that he has a father who loves. So love of people is the main engine for our transformation. So if we have a home where people love each other, where love, the bond, is cultivated, certainly we will have a very favorable environment for happiness and the fulfillment of people, because this is very interesting when you identify that you have a relationship with your father, that helps you identify what is harmful in you, and that you may often be used to not noticing anymore, a loss that we cannot measure. When a human being gets used to the defects he has. Once I met a lady at the airport, and she was already very old, a very distinguished lady, very elegant, accompanied by her son, and she touched my shoulder like this, and with great serenity, she told me, "Father Fabio, the other day I was listening with the program you were doing. I identified a defect in myself that has been my color throughout my life. But I wasn't able to realize it. At 92 years old, which is the age I am today," she told me, "I was able to notice it. While I was a prisoner of this defect, I don't know how much time I have left, Father Fable, but I know that on that day, your program, the reflection you made, it illuminated my conscience in a way that was as if I had ripped it off with my hand, and I no longer allow myself to live according to the rules of that flaw." I think her confession is interesting. First of your program, the reflection you made, it illuminated all I felt. Extremely honored to have been part of a human process that I judge. From what I understood of that lady, such a noble woman, so attentive to herself. Do you know and realize that you participated in the process? It hurt so. Now thinking about me too, how many times do I realize myself living by the rules of my defects? Because when I start living by the rules of my defects, I become lighter for the other. I'm happier, I'm naturally more interesting. Even for me, it's not for the other. The first movement that we experience from conversion is the satisfaction of being who we are. That sometimes we keep thinking that our conversion is to please God. To God is happy as we are. So when I want to correct a defect of mine, and for this reason, the church teaches us the dynamics of sacrifices, right? So I'm going to make a sacrifice throughout this Lent, but for the love of God, choose something that will actually resonate with your soul. What do I do? Am I going to stop eating chocolate? Great, your body will thank you. Now I want to know what repercussions it will have. What will this sacrifice have on your spiritual life? Is that interesting? When I realize that a sacrifice, a gesture is of, now I want to know what repercussions it will have. Why will this sacrifice have on your spiritual life? Is this interesting? Why realize that a sacrifice, a gesture, is renunciation? Will it help me break the power of the rules of defects?